So I opened the door, I just opened it really fast and like just enough so that I could squeeze in there, so like nobody else could really like follow me. And he was probably like maybe 7 feet away from the door when I opened it. And that's like, I mean, it's not far, but that's a good amount of space. And right when I opened it, he like ran for the door. I said, listen, it is entirely way too late, but I feel like I need to tell you this story. So I was outside walking Coco. I was on the phone with my girlfriend, Jen. And so I walk out, and as I walk out, I see this like guy who looks kind of homeless. And guys, I live in the city, so that's like not weird, like there's homeless people everywhere. His hair wasn't well cut, but this was right, you know, so I was like, oh, maybe he like lives here, but I haven't seen him in my building before, right? But I was like, okay, whatever, ignore him. As I walk out, he literally, I live in a like gated community, I guess you could say, so you need a key to get in and out of my building. Like any door, you need a key. So anyway, I walk out and I'm with my dog, and I see him run for the door, like the door to get in my apartment, like into the complex. And it's not like in the building, but it's into like the gated area. So I see him grab it, and I was like, that was a little bit weird, but I didn't say anything. I was like on the phone with my friend Jen, and I was like, whatever, keep walking Coco. I walk her, it's been maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, no, probably like 10 minutes tops. But 10 minutes is a long time, okay? So I come back and I go to walk inside the building. And as I walk inside the building, I see him standing, just standing, staring at a wall, like literally face to face with a wall. And I was like, okay, there's something like wrong with this guy. He clearly like is obviously homeless. Like people don't just like, you know what I mean? He was like obviously homeless, and I was like, whatever, I'm like not even gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna like walk into the building. So this is important. You get into the gated community, then you have to use your key again to get into the actual building. So you have to get in twice, right? To actually have access to the building. Once you get into the building, you need the key again to get access to the elevator. So I see him, and he's standing kind of like next to the door where it would be like that I would need to get into the building, right? So I got in through the initial gate, and then I saw him standing there. And I just thought it was kind of weird because when I saw him walk in the first time, he was holding like a shirt and like shorts, and I just thought that was weird. That was why I assumed he was homeless. I was like, oh, he's like carrying clothes, his hair's kind of raggedy, like I just assumed. And I was like, I don't know why he's going into my building, whatever, that doesn't matter. So I'm just like weirded out by him a little bit because I've never seen him before, and he was acting weird, staring at a wall. Like it's freaking a little bit crazy, you know? So I go in, and when I went in, I kind of had a feeling that he was gonna try to follow me, right? Guys, this is actually like very like scary, and this is a true freaking story, and I like, oh, anyway. Okay, so I walk in, and I had a feeling he was gonna try to follow me. So you need a fob to get into the building. So I opened the door, I just opened it really fast and like just enough so that I could squeeze in there, so like nobody else could really like follow me. And he was probably like maybe 7 feet away from the door when I opened it. And that's like, I mean, it's not far, but that's a good amount of space. And right when I opened it, he like ran for the door and opened it. Thank God there was somebody in the hallway when I got in, right? But they were like all the way down the hallway, like to the point where they were so far like that I couldn't really see them, but I saw that there was a person there, if that makes sense. So I was like, okay, well, I feel a little bit like better. And then I was gonna go in the elevator. The elevator is like right there, right when you walk in. So like first thing I did was walk in and push the elevator, and I realized he's standing behind me. Like he's just standing behind me, like not walking toward me, doesn't say anything. He's just literally standing right behind me. Like I'm talking a foot, like a foot tops, like right behind me. And I don't know how I thought about this, but I was like, okay. I watched so many freaking murder documentaries, guys. Like I was like, okay, if I go into the elevator, I need my fob to get to my floor. When I ask him what floor he's gonna go to, he's gonna say, oh, what floor are you going to? And then I would be like, oh, and press the floor. Then I'm stuck in the elevator with him by myself. And I watch way too many freaking murder documentaries like to ever put myself in that position. So I was like, I'm not gonna go into the elevator. He's standing right behind me. The elevator dings and it opens up, and I heard it coming right before it dinged. I heard it like about to be there, and I was still on the phone with my friend Jen, And I was like, oh, Jen, this elevator's taking too long. It didn't even take more than 5 seconds, but I would like pretended to make an excuse to like turn away from the elevator because I just didn't want to be stuck alone with him. And guys, I wish I could tell you why I had this like instinct, but I had this freaking instinct that like this guy was gonna try to hurt me, or like, I don't know if I can say the R word, I don't want to get demonetized, but like I thought that was gonna happen. And I was like, I can't, like he was 6'4", dude. He was 6'4". I know, listen, I'm 5'0", so like I know heights. Like I know how tall people are. But he was probably between 6'3" and 6'4". Very tall man. I was scared. Like there was no way I could defend myself if push came to shove. So I was like, I'm just not gonna put myself in the situation. So I don't get in that elevator and I'm like, oh, the elevator's taking too long. Like pretending the elevator takes too long, my friend. I never told my friend initially that guy like kind of sketched me out. So this all happened, I'm still on the phone with her and I just didn't say anything because it all happened so fast. And I felt like bad saying something because really I didn't have a reason to be sketched out. It was just a feeling, like, you know? So anyway, so like, okay, the elevator's taking too long. And so there's like the elevator and then right next to it is the doors to the stairwell. So he's standing right behind me, right next to the elevator. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's a coincidence that he followed me into the complex. Maybe it's a coincidence that he followed me into the building. Maybe he just happens to have to go on the elevator at the same exact time. I don't know. But I'm gonna take the stairwell because I don't want to be around this guy because he seems a little bit like off. I shit you not. This is the scariest thing that's happened to me since I moved to San Diego. And poor, my dog's old, dude. I dragged her. I feel so bad because I literally dragged her. I thought I was gonna die. So when you walk in through the stairwell, there's a door to get into the stairwell, and then there's another door once you get past that door, and then that takes you to the actual stairwell. So it's a door, then the stairwell. And it's right next to the elevator. So I said, screw the elevator, I wanna get away from this guy. So I go through the first door. And at that point, I'm like on the phone, like Jen, like whispering. I was like, oh my God, Jen, oh my God, Jen. I was like, if something happens, like you have my location, she has my location. I was like, you better fucking like call the cops. I'm like, not kidding. And I'm saying this like all really low because he was right like behind me when, like before I went into the stairwell. There was no reason for this man, if he lived in the building, to have to follow me into the stairwell, right? Sorry, this is like really crazy to me because I got really fucking lucky. One, that Jen was on the phone, and then two, that I had that gut instinct that like something's wrong. So I went in, and as soon as I got in through that first door, I like sprinted. I'm talking sprinted. Like I didn't even, like I was like, Coco, come on. Like my poor dog, she's so old. Like she was like probably so confused, like what's going on? Like I was like yanking her, like we gotta fucking go, like we gotta run, right? We gotta go. So this probably sounds so crazy, and I feel like, I don't know if this is just a woman thing, but like we often are in these situations, and oftentimes when we feel like something's sketchy, we're right. So anyway, so I'm like, come on, let's go. And so I pull her, so we go through the first door, we go through the second door, and I'm like yanking her, and this is all probably a period of maybe 3 seconds at the very most since I left the front of the elevator through the stairwell. I turn around and I'm all the way like, I guess maybe 4 seconds. I'm up the first flight of steps, like almost halfway up. And I look back just to see, I was like, maybe I'm being paranoid, like maybe he's not following me. By the way, I'm sprinting, but I like look back, and this man had passed through the first door of the stairwell and is holding the second door of the stairwell, holding it open, like this is a door. I could only see his eye, and he was just like peeking at me. Like he ran. To get to that door, you had to run. Like he must have known that I knew that something was wrong. Like he had to have felt that, because for him to have gone there and stopped and looked like creepy, like that was so creepy, dude. So I'm running, and I had to run up like a few flights of stairs to get to my actual floor, and I was like, that. I'm getting up to the very first door, because I know if I scream in the stairwell, nobody's gonna hear me. If I can get to this is so crazy. Wow, this is so crazy, but it's like, this actually happened. So I'm like, if I can get to the next floor, I know that I will be, like someone will hear me in the hallway if I scream. So I get to the next floor, and like my friend Jen's like, why are you out of breath? Like what's going on? Why are you running? Like she's like, what's happening? And I was like, just stay on the phone, please don't hang up, please don't hang up. And so like I get up and I start describing him. I'm like 6'4", tall, whatever, blah, blah, blah. red shirt, black pants, and sorry, blue shirt, black pants. And oh my God. Sorry, I just like had like a flashback. Okay, so this is freaking terrifying for me. I'm alone, I'm 5'0". This guy was 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". I'm with my dog who has 2 teeth, cannot protect me, will not protect me. I was scared, dude, I was really scared. So anyway, so I get up to the next floor and I'm like sprinting down that hallway and I was like, Jen, like, this is what he looks like. If something happens to me, I'm gonna run. And then I realize I left my freaking apartment door unlocked. Which I guess, there's no way he would have known which apartment which apartment was my apartment. But it was just that feeling of like I was unsafe, like that my door was unlocked, that this guy obviously had bad intentions. Like he had bad intentions, I'm sorry, but if you're peeking through the door, like staring at me like this, and you had no like reason to be there, something's wrong. So anyway, I run and I was like, Jen, I'm running, and I'm gonna run to the main elevator. If I lose you, please call me right back, right? So this was the side elevator where this happened. So I ran to the main elevator, and then when I get to the main elevator, I finally feel like safe because I know he probably doesn't know how to get there because it's like a long walk there. So anyway, then I get to my apartment and I'm like, what if he's in here? And Jen's like, dude, he doesn't know where you live, which is right, that's reasonable, but listen, dude, you never freaking know. I don't know, people are crazy. So I walk into an apartment and I was like, okay, if something happens, you better freaking call the cops, you know my unit number, whatever. So, you know, I don't really think someone's in here, but God forbid I'm an idiot and I don't check and someone's freaking in here. Not to freaking day. I watch way too many murder documentaries to die like that. So I grabbed like the biggest knife in my freaking kitchen and I walk through every crevice of this apartment. I'm talking pantries, I'm talking obviously bathtub, underneath the bed, on the side of the bed, in the closet, in the crevice of the closet where like somebody could maybe fit but like they wouldn't fit, but like they could. I checked everything, not there, obviously. So I was like, maybe I'm crazy, maybe, but regardless, if I'm not, then that means this guy's probably still in the stairwell and he's waiting for like the next potential victim, right? And I have a lot of friends in this building, and I mean, not regardless, I would have done something, but just to like know that like my friends who live on my floor could go down that stairwell, which we do all the time because the elevator sometimes takes forever. So anyway, I called the security guard and so love you. He literally has saved my life so many times. And I told him what I just told you, and he was like, where was he? Like so angry. And I was like, I mean, I don't know if he might live here. Maybe I'm just like imagining it. I always do this. I always second guess myself and I always like want to believe the best in people, but like sometimes it's just not good. So anyway, I was like, last time I saw him, he was in the stairwell. He was wearing blue shirt, black pants. I locked my door, everything. And I'm staying and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. Within 5 minutes, he's like, I got him, he's gone. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, he was like sitting in the stairwell. That is freaking terrifying, dude. Like I know, like you know when you have that intuition, like he was gonna harm me. Like I knew he was gonna try to harm me if he was like close enough or had a moment alone with me. So I was not gonna let myself be in that situation, not even for a freaking minute, dude. No, not today, not happening to me. Nope, I'm sorry, I'll run. Sorry, Coco, I feel so bad. Poor Coco, literally, like she already has like trouble breathing, like poor thing. Anyway, I was not gonna let that happen. I had to freaking yank Coco. I feel like so bad about that. But Coco, if I died, who knows what would have happened to you, you know? Just like, bitch, I could not breathe. Anyway, so moral of the story is, I don't know what the freaking moral of the story is, but I needed to tell you that. And I live in like downtown San Diego, and like, forget that it's downtown. It's like the fact that I live in a gated community and that you need to get into the community and then into the community and then into the elevator with all keys. And that he still somehow like maneuvered his way in there, like followed me so closely over a period of like 10-15 minutes, like waited for me, like very calculated, waited for me to come back, waited till like right when I opened the door. Like when I say I cracked that door open to get into the building, like it was like maybe like, okay, from like my arm to this, and I slid in there and I pulled Coco like fast, and he somehow managed from 5-7 feet away to run and open that door. Then managed to stand right behind me in the elevator to where I feel uncomfortable, and then me, the elevator's taking too long, bullshit, obviously it wasn't. run through the stairwell, and for you to somehow get near me still to where you could see me while I'm running up the stairwell in 3 freaking seconds, 4 seconds. There was something wrong. Like something was not right. Anyways, to all my ladies, make friends with your security people, get their numbers. Like you never know when you're in that situation because it is just really freaking terrifying, dude. I felt really helpless. Like, yeah, I have 911, whatever, but that was one of those situations that was like, if something happened, it was gonna happen, it was gonna be too late to call 911. You know, so I really had to just like think about myself at the time. Poor Coco, I feel so bad about Coco because I literally was like, I was like, you better fucking run, bitch. Like, we are running. And like, I never run, so she probably was like, what? So it was just one of those situations where I like really had to like look out for myself and like, we're gonna freaking run. We're running. We're gonna get out of the situation. And like, you know what's crazy to me is that the girl who was across, like down the hallway, like she saw me, and maybe she like saw me, but she like didn't, maybe she was like, oh, maybe they're friends or something, because that's how closely he followed me, that when he followed me to the inside the building, then to the elevator, then to the stairwell, he was right behind me each step of the way, and I was going fast. It's like maybe she thought he was my friend because he was so close to me. I don't know, but she never called, she never reported it. And so I think that's the scariest part for me, is that had something happened, had he caught up to me or something, it would have never been reported. Like I could have been missing. I live by myself. Like I could have been missing and people wouldn't know during quarantine. Like people wouldn't know for like days, you know? Dude, I fuck with myself so fucking hard for running. Anyways, that is my story. Moral of the story is freaking be safe. Make sure, like if you're walking like at night, and this was broad daylight, it was 4 p.m. on like a Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm telling you this story now. It's actually like very late right now, but I'm telling you this story now because I just remembered that it happened, and I just feel like it's something that like I want to talk about. Anyways, ladies, be careful. I love you. This is like, I'm like trying to make it funny, like, and like, but that was actually very scary. Like I haven't been that scared in a very long time, and I was shook for like maybe 5 hours. Like I was really scared. Like he like chased me into the building, chased me into the stairwell until he realized that I like realized he was chasing me, and then peeked through the stair. Dude, that is the creepiest freaking thing, to peek through. And it wasn't like he had like opened it like slowly. No, he was holding it slow, like this, like in a position and looking at me up the stairwell. Freaking creepy, dude. Anyway, be safe, y'all. I love you.